What's up, Dice Crew? Now look, I stumbled across this video from Damian Porter, right? Y'all know it's this older gentleman from Hoover who been putting out a lot of content recently on some like kind of stamping Milk 7-4, right? But on this particular video, he pretty much is like going off on Milk, which it kind of draw me to the video because like I said, he pretty much been like, giving Milk his flowers. Not to say that anything is wrong with that, but when I know a person is willing to give you their flowers for the good, I'm sure they probably got some truth in the negativity that they call you out on too. So, I definitely have to tune in. So I'm gonna keep it a Benji for y'all doing the reaction. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. Shout out to the Dice Crew. Let's rock.
So Milk did a video earlier, as many of you know. Most of y'all who follow my channel also follow Milk, of course. And I didn't know anything about it. My brother, Aki, King, peace to the God, sent me the video this morning. And after he sent the video, him and I had a discussion about the video. We had a little dialogue. He said, well, at first, he had a couple of questions himself. Like, man, is this true? Is Tiny Goofy in there for that? Did you know this and this and that? I'm like, hold on, man. You questioning me? You taking Milk's word or whatever? What's up? So, but then he, sort of changed it. He was just like, man, he said the same thing some other people said. I don't know why Milk would do this video. Even if he thought that something was wrong or that you was misinformed about something, as he kept saying in the video, then why wouldn't he just holler at you about it? And he said that's basically why I never trusted him from the beginning. Because at the end of the day, of course, I've been standing up for Milk from day one. People have DM'd me, called me, messaged me, and said, bro, you a G from the hood for real. We got a lot of love for you, but why you stamping Milk like that? I mean, whatever, he cool, whatever, man. Come on, man. Don't put your name on him like that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's not going to damage your reputation, but still, it's not going to necessarily help it that you keep vouching for him. You know what I'm saying? People know the real. I mean, you can't, come on, bro. I'm like.
And I don't find nothing wrong in what Damian Porter did. He just kept it a Benji. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He just wasn't on no fake type of time, and he wasn't hating. He just was keeping it real. So ain't nothing wrong with that. However, what I'm gathering from what he's saying so far, it seems like, he did a video about a person from they hood. Then Milk did a video about his video about the same situation. And Milk pretty much wants to like call out certain things that was incorrect. And instead of calling Damian Porter and letting them know like, yo, this what I heard about this, you know what I mean? Whoop, whoop, on the street side of things, and just kept it they homie's business and, just talk to him real behind the scenes. Milk made a video and pretty much like called him out about being incorrect on certain things on the internet. Which is like, people can take that and view that in many different ways. One of the ways can be like you trying to seem like, you got more knowledge about things than me. People can take it like, you think you more something than what I am. It's certain things, it's certain ways a person could take that, But it do seem awkward that if we kind of cool and I've been, keeping it real on behalf of you, why would you not, reach out to me behind the scenes before you just do a video and call me out on it? But that's what I'm gathering so far from what Damian Porter has stated. Let's continue and let's see.
No, y'all see, I'll still come on here and say what I say about Milk. Always standing up for him and, always had his back. Now, that's not to say that I'm irreproachable and that if someone has a problem with my content, that they can't bring it to light. As we all know, I did a reaction video to Dubs. I did a reaction video to Ann Hefe. And if that's the case, I could have called them and talked to them first. But when I did the reaction video to Dubs, I did feel bad afterwards. And I vowed to never do it again. I felt like I could have called him first and let him know I had a problem with the story and that I was about to react to it. I'm still gonna react to it because you put it out on YouTube, so I'm gonna respond on YouTube. But I could have gave him the courtesy of giving him that call first. And Dubs was upset about the reaction I did to his video. He was hurt, upset, term it how you will. I could tell. Understandably so, and I now know how Dubs feels. But I'm not above reproach. I could have hollered at young Aunt Hefe before I did the reaction video. I could have got his number through baby Aunt, but I didn't. I just did my video. So I can't do a video or reaction video to others and then get upset when people do them to me, or do a reaction video to one of my videos. I have to take my medicine as well. However, with Milk, I thought that it was something different. As I said, I thought that him and I were friends. We're from the same tribe, and I've had nothing but good things to say about him. That's not going to change, actually. I'm not going to go back and forth about this situation. I just want to clarify a couple things that he put out there in his video. I have to defend myself and defend my content and make a couple clarifications, and that's all I'm here to do. Someone else, I think this show was called Keyway and Damu, so I guess maybe it's a Crip in the Blood, two dudes that do the show or something. I never heard of them until someone sent me the video like last week or something. They had did a reaction video to one of my videos. I didn't see the whole video when somebody sent it to me. I just saw some of it and I tuned it out like, man, I don't care. I don't want to see this shit. And they were saying in the video, I don't know, what's up with your big homie, Milk? Why he lie like this or something? They said, well, Milk will be here tomorrow or today or something. We'll ask Milk about it. So Milk was going to be on their show, a phone interview or whatever, I don't know. And Milk hit me on Instagram and said, these dudes want your phone number. You know what I'm saying? First I told him to give it to him, and I was like, these are the same dudes that made the video? I'm like, hell no. Don't give them my number. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck they want my number for? They already put out a video. They already did their reaction to my video saying that I was lying, fabricating, or what have you. You already said what you had to say. So what you want my number for now? Call me ahead of time, okay, and then say, bro, did this really happen? Or was it like this? Or I thought this happened, or whatever. But once you put it out on YouTube, you already said what you had to say. What you want to talk to me about? You gonna call me and say, bro, did this really happen? Obviously, you said no. You already put it out there. No, don't put your shit out there and then behind the YouTube, the viewers' backs, you want to come and talk to me about it. But out here, you saying something else. Man, I'm not with that fake ass phony shit. But it did give me pause. Why is Milk getting in the middle of this? Why is these dudes talking about they gonna talk to Milk about it? Why is Milk hitting me on Instagram talking about these dudes want your number? Why you telling these dudes you got my number and do I want to talk to them? I don't know these, fuck them. I don't want to talk to them motherfuckers. Man, I'm really about this fucking life. This ain't no fucking game. Why? But I said, okay. I let it go. Now here it is. I didn't text Milk a couple weeks ago. Called him, text him. No response. So I text him again the next day. I said, Milk, I just have a couple questions about YouTube, bro. I just need a little help with my channel. I know he's been on YouTube for 10 years or something. I just need a little help. He's never really helped me with the channel. So
that's funny, but I think Milk been on YouTube maybe for like 4 or 5 years. I could be wrong, but I think it's somewhere in that ballpark. And let's continue.
And that's the only reason I'm texting you. I don't know if he thinking I'm calling him or texting him for some money or something. So I had to clarify why I'm texting him. Thinking maybe I'll get a response then. Still no response from Milk. So you're not responding to my texts or my calls or nothing. But you gonna hit me on Instagram talking about what some other motherfuckers want my phone number about something. Man, hell no. Then you're not responding to my text, but you gonna react to one of my videos and put it out there and contradict what I'm saying or try to contradict what I'm saying. He was trying to walk.
That's kind of like like that new word which y'all be saying is that nasty work. That's kind of like nasty work. You know what I mean? That's kind of like not cool. I mean, you know, that's your homie. A person being 100, showing you all this love, and a person reaching out to you, and you ain't got the common courtesy to just see what they got going on and see what they reaching out to. If you with it, you with it. If you not, you not. All you got to do is tell them you not for it. If you feel like they gonna bring up something you not for, whatever. But then for you not to be, you know, communicating on the right way, and then just turn around and, you know, doing everything with the reacting and the DMing through the Instagram and all that, then that's kind of like, you know, strange. Unless Milk, I don't know, got a different phone or something like that, and he ain't operating through the phone no more. He just operating through the Instagram. That's it. If that's the case, then, you know, hey, honest mistake, whatever. But if not, that's strange.
Some sort of line saying maybe I was just misinformed and this and that. I'm not misinformed whatsoever. We're going to get into it. I'm not misinformed. He's misinformed, but the big fella is not misinformed. I live this fucking shit. Milk has never been to prison that I know of. Maybe he has, but he damn sure ain't been to a level 4 yard. The only politics that he knows about a level 4 is what he gets from my videos. But again, I'm not here to pulverize Milk or turn on him. What you eat don't make me shit. What someone else does not dictate my program and or what I do. If you're not loyal and stand up, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be loyal and stand up. So if he betrayed me, and I'm not necessarily saying that he did, that does not mean that I'm going to get on here and betray him.
Those were some real words, man. Shout out to Damian Porter for those words, because that was real.
It's just not my style. But now, I mentioned young Ant Hefe. Many of you know him from H-Ray Gangster. Y'all watch his channel. Y'all all watch the same channels. My channel, Cartoon, 16 of Life, what have you, Dubs. And so young Ant Hefe did a video a few days ago on Milk. I guess Milk had did something on young Ant Hefe, where young Ant Hefe said, because young Ant Hefe's videos, Milk's videos, Cartoon, 16 of Life, Dubs, they all pop up on my feed, like I'm sure they do with y'all. And sometimes I watch them. Sometimes I check out young Ant Hefe's videos. I support them. I support the YouTubers. I check them out. You know, and I saw the title. He was saying something about Milk. So I tuned in, and he was saying that Milk had did a video. He said that he had checked his Instagram that morning or something, and that Milk, he had saw from his Instagram that Milk had made a post or did a video or something, making it seem like he had turned down a fade. That Milk had edited the video to make it seem like him, young Ant Hefe, had turned down a fade. So he was hot, he was steaming. So he on there calling Milk milkshake, you buster. He questioning the sevenfold Hoovers as to why they would put somebody like Milk on. He told Milk, pull up, or I'll pull up to where you at and beat your ass. I bet I won't turn down that fade, I'll beat your ass. Woo, woo, woo. Now me, this YouTube thing is YouTube. You feel me? But this shit is for real. If somebody tell me, I don't give a fuck where you at, who you are, where you from, on YouTube or whatever, try me and see if I'm telling the truth. Tell me to put up for a fade. I might not put up to where you at. I ain't walking into a trap. But we'll handle that. We gonna meet up somewhere and handle it. And if it's a fade, if it's gunplay, if it's war, if it's whatever, bro. This shit, man, fuck this YouTube shit. This shit gonna get for real. Ain't nobody finna call me out about nothing. It's never happened and it never will.
And I just want to say this, right? Y'all heard what Damian Porter just said, right? So be mindful when you jump on this internet and you try to indulge with certain type of individuals about certain type of stuff. Not saying that you gotta be scary, but maybe you with it, maybe you not. But unless you're willing to go to the further extent, be mindful, because you got people that's operating like Damian Porter is. He's telling you what he is and what type of time he on. So, everybody on here ain't for the games. I ain't saying whether he is or he's not. I'm just saying off of what he just said. You know, I feel like people can learn from that. Everything ain't a joke. And that's just the truth in the matter. Even though this is the content creating, this the internet, it's like entertainment, acting, it's all that type of stuff. But some people draw a line quicker than others.
If you think you are, you think you're gonna play some kind of YouTube game, it can cost you everything. This shit is for real. I'm gonna get for real. I'm gonna crash out. He calling Milk all kind of buses. You may call him the B word as well. I don't recall. But damn sure call him all kind of, might as well. Damn sure call him all kind of busters. Weirdos, all this shit. I'm sure most of y'all seen the video. And Milk, and somebody had hit me and said, "Big bro, don't respond to Young and Hefe video. I know you ready to jump out there and protect Milk." He was right. I was like, man, this dude tripping on Milk. Young and Hefe, I ain't got no problem with him. Like I said, I really fuck with Baby Ant. I don't know Ant Hefe. He did a response to one of my videos or whatever. I don't know him other than through his channel and the work that he's doing and the work that I believe he's trying to do in the community, etc. And so, but they are an ally of mine and ours, my tribe. So, I was going to be careful there, but I still was like, man, he talking about the homie. He called him all kind of buses and all that. Damn, man, well, and somebody else hit me and said, man, let Milk say something first. Let Milk stand up for himself, bro. You don't get in that, don't jump in. So I stayed out. I ain't said nothing. Here I am once again ready to jump out here for Milk. And he making a video about me, like, thinking he's contradicting something I'm saying. When you could have just hollered at me if you was trying to, but my point was going to be that, so Milk, he has the time to stop and do a reaction video to me, the one person who's constantly supporting him here on YouTube and out in the street when people ask me about him, what have you. I'm here making videos talking about you do something to Milk, put your hands on him, we coming. This is how much I got his back. He finds the time to react to my video, to what I'm saying, but he's yet, that I can see, has said anything to Young and Hefe. He's yet to react to his video. He hasn't found the time to react to someone who's calling him a buster, white boy, a weirdo, this, that, and the other. He don't bang. I'll beat your ass. He don't respond to him. He don't react.
And I get where Damian Porter is coming from, right? He pretty much saying like, Milk, you not representing this, what we represent the right way. And what kind of dude are you to go out your way to try to, pretty much find something wrong in what I'm doing as a homie, when you got a person that's, not directly a homie, he don't come from where we come from, and he being very, very disrespectful to you, and you don't got no time for that. And me myself, I'm not saying that you got to move on other people's times or whatever the case may be. However, I just definitely get what Damian Porter is saying. It's like the time frame that you got going on with this with these situations, Milk, is not a good look. So I get where they coming from, where Damian Porter is coming from.
Back to his video, yeah, but he finding time to react to mine.
And I feel like on the street side of things, Damian Porter is looking at it like, man, you really should be getting that fade out the way. You know what I mean? Because it's a real close situation. We from here, they from there. We all from right here. And he's saying what he's saying, and he's very disrespectful. And you as a face on this internet that represent what we represent. And this would be a good time for you to show that you stand on your 10 toes. Because it is a time to where you can play these, it's just internet and content. But then it's other times to where you got to get it, if you come from the street game, like you were part of the street stuff, then you got to keep it street and go into the streets. So, it's like, I could see it in Damian Porter mind frame, like Milk done did just some awkward stuff back to back, back to back, back to back. It's like, first, you're not answering when I'm calling you and reaching out to you. That's his mindset. Like, dang, you ain't answering. Then you DMing me through the Instagram talking about some other people. Then, young and Hefe done talk crazy to you. You ain't said nothing to him. Then you on here making reactions to me talking about what I'm doing wrong and what I said wrong and I'm misinformed. And you ain't said nothing or caught the fade with young and Hefe. Yeah, I definitely get where Damian Porter is coming from. Now, maybe Milk gonna respond and he'll give us a different outlook on this whole situation. But at this point, I get what Damian Porter is saying.
Okay. And so, it is what it is. Now, again, when I did the video on Dubs and I reacted to it, I said that y'all some fake friends if you can't call your friend out on something when he's wrong or you feel like he's wrong or whatever. And I stand by that. I got to stand by everything I've ever said. But again, Dubs has been the one trying to help me out with my channel from the beginning. Put me on his thumbnails, reached out to me after my very first video. He had texted me out of nowhere, telling me how to structure my titles, change this on your thumbnail. He's trying to help me. 16 in Life, I hit him up, asking him about help on how to do reaction videos and this and that. And he got me in touch with someone that had helped him. He readily answers my calls, readily there trying to help me all the time. But it's really just been those two that I can think of off the top of my head. No one else. Sometimes people may see that maybe I'm about to garner momentum. And maybe these watered down ass stories that I've been on here telling for 15 years is about to go by the wayside once the big fella really starts getting up there. So let me start putting shit in the game. Some people may see me as a threat. I'm just a small channel, obviously, right now. But some people may have the foresight to see and know that I can't even spell my own name. I can't tell these stories right. I sound like a damn fool. And here he comes along and he doesn't sound like a damn fool. He may overtake me one day. Some of that could be in play with a lot of these situations. As I said, a lot of these people all of a sudden are reacting to my videos. And so Milk says that Tiny Goofy is in protective custody. He blasts his paperwork all over YouTube, all over the video. It said he's back there for SA, that he was attacked over that. That's not true. He may have been arrested for that. When Tiny Goofy was in the Los Angeles County Jail, myself and everyone else only knew that he was in there for either an unaliving or an attempted unaliving. You can't necessarily get the paperwork in the county jail the way that you can in the penitentiary. Many people escape in the county jail, and then when they get to prison, they are not going to escape. When I said I read the paperwork, I read a part of the transcript from his trial. The person that was showing me the paperwork only showed me a small portion of the paperwork to support his position. His position was that Tiny Goofy had snitched. And in order to support that, to validate that, and to win me to his perspective and position, he showed me bits and pieces of the testimony. And yes, sir, Milk doesn't know. Milk is not involved. Milk is only bringing y'all the surface information, public information, the paperwork that he got from somewhere that's public knowledge. He doesn't know the inner details about what happened. Clearly, trust me, he doesn't. I do. I know for sure.
And that's not a good look. If you out here trying to seem like you smart, using everything that's just on the surface, that's just public knowledge, that what everybody else assumed to know, and you trying to challenge some people that's directly involved from the background, from the street perspective about a street topic, you're gonna paint yourself to be looked as a goofy.
Sure. They're on a level 4 yard. I'm in constant communication with the homies, with the hierarchy. I can tell you everyone that's been stabbed from Hoover on which yard and why and by who. on a level 4 yard in the last fucking 20 years, bro. For sure. I'll name them all off. Easily. I know what the fuck is going on for real. I know what happened. Ask his cousin, Tiny Goofy's cousin, Fat Chops. If he's back there for that, and he may be in jail for that, this all came about later on. He was attacked for something totally different. Yes, indeed. Milk is the one that did not read the paperwork. I read the part where the prosecution asked him if the Hoovers unalive people, this, that, and the other, and he said yeah. And that's what the issue was over. Everything else came about this assault stuff after the fact. That is not why he was attacked. This I know for sure. Had I known, or if that's the case, how come Milk didn't do something to him right there in the county jail? How come nobody else did anything to him? If anybody knew about this shit. I heard nothing about this. Nobody else did, and the county jail was there ever a rumor about Tiny Goofy is in here for this stuff, man? Broke some broad's jaw, tried to make her do this and that. No, everybody was talking about an attempted unaliving and an unaliving. Sometimes people can escape. I don't know everything about a person. I don't know about it. I wasn't there. But you can only escape for so long. And had I known that he was in there for that, I'm never going to support that. I don't care who it is. I just told you in a video just yesterday or so, somebody called me a pimp, and I was upset about that because I said that they abuse women. I don't believe in abusing, denigrating, or disparaging women in any way, particularly black women, but any women. And I don't believe in any person that does it. I have never in my life put my hands on a woman. My father did. Both of my stepfathers did. Other family members have. I've never done it. So I don't just walk it. These dudes that talk like, they got a big problem with these dudes who commit this SA. But they've went too far with a woman too. They put their hands on women and grab women, grope women, all kinds of stuff. And then we'll get on here and I walk it. I don't just talk it, I walk. I've never put my hands on a woman. So, and I despise men that do. This is clear public knowledge about myself. So had I known that Tiny Goofy was in there for anything that has to do with abusing a woman, he could never be any friend of mine. That's not the information that I had or anyone else that was in that vicinity. Milk said that, no, he's not in there for jealousy, or they didn't take him out because they was jealous of him. No, because of this stuff right here. No, bro. Why were people in the comments when I first did the video, before I even said why Tiny Goofy was on the PC yard, there were Hoovers in the comments saying, man, homies was jealous of him, bro. Some homies feared him. Some homies took him out. That's why. Tiny Goofy's uncle, who's an OG from 107, sent a comment and said, bro, you saying all this stuff about my nephew. We trying to get him home. Man, be careful with the shit you saying, bro. On YouTube about Tiny Goofy. We trying to get him home. You talking about how violent he is and all the people he done knocked out and this and that. Like, man, I talked to him, bro. He said it was cool. But his uncle's not trying to get him home to unalive him. He's trying to get him home because he loves him. So if he did all this stuff, how come everybody, I told you, and I stand by the number, that 70% of people, 70% at least, feel like he shouldn't have been in PC, feel like he shouldn't have been there. Because he's in there for the reason that he's in there, not for this stuff. Everybody would support him going to PC for that. For SA. Everybody would support that, bro. Nobody's going to transgress against the rules, no matter who you are. The rules are, if you come in there for that, that's your ass. Period. Nobody's going to go against that. For nobody. I'm damn sure not, and nobody else is. We talking about some strong, solid individuals. However, I'm not going to get too far into that. Let's get into what Milk had to say. And let's just get into that real quick.
Now, I received a few DMs asking me to react to this video that was done by Damian Porter on the reason why 107 Hoover, Tiny Goofy, is housed on a PC yard in prison. So we gonna go. We gonna log in and see what's the script. Come on.
How did someone like Tiny Goofy end up on an SNY yard? Someone who was putting in so much work in the Los Angeles County Jail, and make no mistake about it, on the streets as well. Tiny Goofy was in the Los Angeles County Jail fighting a pretty serious case. I'm not going to get into any of that. I'm also not going to get into who did what. If you know, you know, you figure it out. I'm not naming any names whatsoever in this here situation.
Okay, so you getting on YouTube telling a story about an individual that most of the people, 94% of your subscribers don't know about. You about to tell them a story on how an individual went PC. You gonna tell them the reason why a gang member went to a SNY prison yard, a sensitive need yard, but you're not gonna tell them why they went to prison, bro? If you ain't gonna tell the whole story, then don't tell none of the story at all. That's all I got to say about this, bro. Like, none of the people gonna know. He said, if you know, you know. None of the people is really gonna know, bro.
Well, a lot of people know the situation. And when I say that I'm not going to tell a whole story, or I'm not going to get into that, as y'all see, if you go back and check the videos I've done, even over the last week, I've done multiple stories just in the last week where I did not name names. When I talked about H-Star's son, I said I'm not going to say his name because he had a disrespectful name. Then I said the ex-OG homie that sent word to the East Coasters that he was a rat and he wasn't, and the homies got him off the yard. I said I'm not going to say his name. I never said his name. Even though I said he was convicted of treason, and that now he's PC, and he went to 3 or 4 different yards before they got him off the yard, and I still wouldn't say his name. When I talked about the troubled gangsters and my ex-Sally, I said we gonna call him Daddy. I didn't say his name. And in this situation, I said I'm not gonna name names. I still told you the story. I gave you the whole story. But when I say I'm not gonna get into that, or if you know, you know, I'm talking about certain names, bro. And sometimes I've been wrong on names or whatever, and somebody in the comments will correct me, and I come back and say, oh, my bad, it was Trouble from 1200 block, East Coast, not such and such, or whatever. I correct myself once I'm corrected. But certain names, I'm not going to name to protect the guilty and the innocent. Some people don't want their name on YouTube. Many people don't. When I did the story about Baby Ant, the H-Ray gangster, and the homie and this and that, I got a call from the OG homie. He said, bro, don't put my name out there on YouTube. I'm an OG now. I ain't in the hood like that. I go to work every day. I come home to my family. I don't want my name out there, man. Everybody don't want their name out there, bro. Please. Everybody don't. And just recently, remember a couple of days ago, I did a video. And at the beginning of the video, I said, boy, people was mad about that Tiny Goofy story, boy. That's all I'm going to say, boy. Some people was mad. Well, that's because I got a call from a big homie up here on the hierarchy. And he was upset about the video with Tiny Goofy, about why he was on the PC yard. And he said some other homies were upset as well in the hierarchy, that they felt like I had exposed too much Hoover business about our politics, why we do what we do, how we got homies out the yard, busting on them, why we got them off the yard. This ain't everybody's business. This ain't for YouTube, bro. But I was still standing by my story and standing by my content. But I respect the big homies, and I respect the hierarchy. I respect the G's. So out of courtesy and out of respect, I have to walk a fine line. I ain't finna be sitting here naming certain names. Some of these dudes still in prison trying to come home. I'm talking about who they stabbed 10 years ago, that they might have
And that's a conversation that I be having with certain homies behind the scenes. And that's why, like, I put a video out a while ago about this whole story time get down. Granted, certain individuals, their whole channel was pretty much based upon stories. People can do what they want to do with their channels. But that's why I always say, though, like, when you telling these stories, it's a real sensitive matter. Because it's going to be hard for you to tell a great story about some street stuff to where you don't offend someone or you don't expose something. It's gonna be hard. Now, good stories, you could, if you know how to tell them, yeah, you could leave certain stuff out and all that, and if you know, you know. But overall, by the time you done told 20 stories, it's gonna be at some point you're gonna be disclosing some type of information that directly don't need to be given to the mass population. Excuse me. And it's also gonna be some story that you gonna speak on somebody that come up short in some type of matter, and you gonna offend maybe that individual or people who's from that same place that dude is from. So, again, people can do what they want to do with them story times and stuff like that. But, you got to be very meticulous on that and think about that carefully before, you just get out here and tell them stories. And, I'm not saying that Damian Porter is like, having like a big old problem. But I'm just saying you won't have to have no type of problem. You know what I mean? Small or big.
Got away with.
And that's also one reason why I don't necessarily get on here and tell no stories. You know what I mean? I probably ain't got on here and told one story. Maybe in one of my lives or something, depends on what somebody asks me or something, possibly, maybe, I don't know. But that's why I try my best not to get on here and talk about no stories, because it's like telling these stories, man, all I can be doing is really just, like, and don't get me wrong, it's certain stories that's like probably okay that I can put out there. But at the same time, it's always a tomorrow sometimes, like it's always a tomorrow. So what you might think is cool today don't necessarily mean it won't be something that's a bad thing for you tomorrow. And certain people, sometimes you got to be a caring individual and not just think for yourself, but think about others too. Some people might even be wanting you to tell certain stories or be for it, but you got to kind of think about them and their situations and their lifestyle, and you got to like kind of maybe make the right choice for them. A person might just want some notoriety. A person might find nothing wrong in it. A person might feel like they ready for all the drama, but at the same time, you gotta be the person who thinking like, nah, we ain't gonna tell this story because we don't gonna, put the fire, turn that back up, with that issue, and that issue been simmering out. It's all kind of things. But let's continue.
And they got to go to the parole board to get home, and the parole board sitting there on their phone playing my YouTube channel. Talking about, look, he said you was still violent. You still stabbing people. You just didn't get caught for it. No, man. As I said, it takes you 20 years to build your reputation and 20 seconds to lose it. Next thing you know, some people on here talking about I'm snitching. I'm revealing too much information about the Hoovers and about this and that. Then next thing you know, I'm at war with the Hoovers, with my own homies. Because I ain't backing down from nothing to nobody. I know who I am. I know how I am, bro.
And I really got to say this too. First and foremost, ain't nothing in the streets supposed to really be disclosed all on the public platform anyway. Now, granted, it's a big difference on how like gangsters operate and then how like the gangbang culture operate. The gangsters and the mobsters and stuff like that, they really tend to like act like things don't really exist, and don't really be so just, outspoken about it. And then when you got the gangbang culture, a lot of things is more about like self-snitching. We just gonna call it for what it is. A lot of telling, self-telling. Writing on this wall, you writing on this wall. Now the police know that these two groups is into it. We do this, we do this, and now you got the police looking into who's doing what with these crimes. We get on here, we say F that, we say that. We let everybody know we into some extreme type of stuff. We put tattoos everywhere. We wear things. It's like an outspoken culture. It's different. You know what I mean? But um, let's continue.
It's gonna go up for real. Well, whoever. Fuck this YouTube shit, man. I'm telling you. You don't want to fuck with, you don't want to get into it with me. And since I know this, and I'm trying to stay the fuck out of prison for the rest of my life, and I'm damn sure gonna go for the rest of my life if this shit go bad, I try to be careful. Still bring y'all the full story, an authentic story, the truth about the matter, but still protect some of those who are involved where the story can be detrimental to them and their freedom. The people who are free and the people who are in prison trying to get free. Some of them are out on the street now. But these...
Now, to me, I think y'all pretty much get the whole concept of what's going on with this video. Shout out to Damian Porter. Shout out to Milk. We gonna see what Milk got to say. You know, he pretty much didn't like what Milk had to say about him during Milk's reaction about a video he did. He pretty much is explaining a whole lot about how he is and how he operate, you know, just putting that out there so people can understand that, you know, he wouldn't be knowledgeable about certain things that Milk was, I guess, saying that he probably was aware of. He didn't like how he ain't respond to his texts and his calls. He ain't like how he ain't responded, you know, in no type of, you know, way with Young and Hefe. And, you know, that was pretty much it. But it's more to go. So y'all can go over there to Damian Porter channel to go tune in and watch the rest of it. It's probably like a half hour more. But, you know, for the most part, I think it was some good content. Y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Keep it a Benji for me. If not, don't jump in. Shout out to the Dice crew. I'm out.